Hey there, it's Parker, and in this video, I'm going to take you through how Orum and HubSpot can work seamlessly together. Now, Orum makes cold calling easy by leveraging AI to eliminate the manual tasks associated with dialing, which will 3, even 5 times your productivity. Our AI dialer will auto-detect when a real person picks up, or if you're taken to a voicemail box. It'll also filter bad numbers, navigate dial trees, and comes with a suite of other AI features to boost your connect rates. You'll also have access to advanced analytics to make better data-driven decisions, the ability to curate the ultimate call library for your team to learn from, and a virtual Salesfloor to host your team's next call blitz and bring back the buzz of that in-person Salesfloor. Now let's jump in and set up your integration. To set up your integration, you will need to be an admin for your account to set up Orum and HubSpot together. Now you can easily add Orum to HubSpot by going to the official marketplace, searching for Orum, and finding our profile here. From there, you can click on Install App to start the process and connect Orum and HubSpot together. Once you've done that, you'll need to make sure you've added the correct permissions. You can do that by going to your HubSpot account, then go into Settings, Users and Teams, and from here you can either create a new permission set or edit an existing one. You will need to give these users the following permissions to the following CRM objects. You can always go to our Help Center to find the list of these permissions. And now you're ready to sign into Orum using HubSpot, and then we can configure the rest of our account settings before your team starts dialing. In order to ensure that your team is ready to go, we'll need to configure your account settings by going to the gear wheel up here. From here, you'll be able to configure your integration and system settings, invite and manage users, and create or sync teams directly from HubSpot. To start, we need to configure the integration settings and first the call dispositions or outcomes. You'll notice that your call outcomes or dispositions have already been synced to Orum. If you do have access to custom call outcomes, you can follow our best practice disposition guide to get a full list of recommended call dispositions to add to Orum. From there, we can edit each disposition and select a type. There are only 3 options: meeting, connect, and unanswered. Another powerful feature of Orum is our automations, which allow you to set up a specific workflow if a call disposition is logged. However, we do recommend doing all your automations in HubSpot via their automations builder. Our next step is to map our cause dispositions. Now, Orum's AI automatically detects certain causes for a hangup. This setting will allow you to map back to a disposition or call outcome. This is great for detailed analytics to see what's really happening after each call. We can also bring any HubSpot field, which will be displayed for your team in our dialing list to help prepare them for calls. You can easily add, delete, and reorder fields through the option here. You also need to set a default call disposition. This is the starting disposition before our rep has selected their own based on the outcome of the call. We do recommend setting this to no answer. And lastly, Orum will mark contacts do not call if they've opted out of emails in HubSpot. This is an additional automation for HubSpot, but you can turn it on or off here. Now we're going to quickly cover system settings. Here you can manage your time zone for your account. You can choose to save call recordings and enable call monitoring based on specific area codes and countries. You are solely responsible for keeping your org compliant with the latest regulations, but we've made it easy to add area codes with 2-party consent laws. You can also enable public recording links to send out to others. You can manage tags for your calls in your call library. You can enable a Gong integration if you're using that tool. You can also turn on or off our generative AI features like objection detection or call notes. You can turn on or off Boost Connect. This is an AI feature that determines the best call from number for your reps to use when calling prospects based on hundreds of millions of call data within Orum. You can set a max limit of parallel dials for your org. And lastly, you can add or remove countries you'd like for your team to be able to dial to in Orum. Now that you set that up, your team is ready to load their lists in and start dialing. Don't forget, we have a handy admin checklist guide in our Help Center that also covers all the information we just went through. Orum supports static and active HubSpot lists, and every list you create is routinely synced between HubSpot and Orum. You can see here we've created this static demo list in HubSpot. When we go over to Orum and we go to our AI dialer, go to search lists, we can find that exact list to load in. Notice how once the list is loaded, we have all the default fields that we set up in our settings displayed here. All the information is right at our fingertips to feel confident and prepared once we're connected with a prospect. Now, if you have sequence call tasks that you'd like to bring into Orum, you can reach out to our support team or your dedicated CSM, and they'd be more than happy to help you set that up. Now that we've loaded our list, we can actually start dialing. Now that we've loaded in our list, we'll need to set our dialing options on the left sidebar here. We'll need to set which prospect's phone fields we'll want to call and the order in which we want to call them. We recommend always placing mobile phone in the top spot, since it's the most likely to result in a connect, but it may vary depending on your industry. Next, we'll need to select what type of dialer we want to use for this session. We have it set to Power Dialer or One Dial, but you can also easily click to call any prospect by clicking on the phone icon next to each prospect here. The Power Dialer opens up further automations in our AI, like the ability to auto-detect and leave/skip voicemails, detect and skip dial trees, skip after 30 seconds of ringing, and lastly, a personal setting to silence the ringtone as you're dialing down your list. If you really want to take full advantage of Orum and speed things up, we recommend turning on our parallel dialer by increasing the amount of dials you want to make to 3 to 4, even 10 at a time. If you haven't used a parallel dialer before, we recommend starting with 2 to 3. Now I know that was a lot, but just to summarize, click to call is going to be great for when you want to make strategic calls to specific prospects. Power dialing will dial one prospect at a time and connect you to a prospect with zero delay. The prospect details will be displayed while you're dialing so you can prep before you're connected. Parallel dialing opens up a major speed increase by dialing multiple numbers at a time. You will always be able to see the fields in the list, but the prospect detail screen will open when our AI detects a human has picked up and connected you. And all of the call data and activity will be logged straight back to the HubSpot CRM. From here, we can also access the recordings to play directly in HubSpot. Now that we've selected which dialer we want to use, we have the option to set a call from number, which is the number we will be calling prospects from. You can add call from numbers here and even incorporate strategies like using a local area code. With Orum, you can also always check the caller ID reputation of the numbers you're using. Our system scans your numbers daily, and by clicking here, you can see if any number is at risk or has been flagged as spam. To receive any inbound callbacks from prospects, make sure to set up your call forwarding number to your direct line you can access. All inbound calls will be routed to that number, and if you're in an active dialing session, you can take it directly from Orum. But here's where I want to introduce Boost Connect. Built from Orum's AI, this feature utilizes the data from the hundreds of millions of calls that Orum has made across the platform. It will automatically choose the best call from number for you that is the most likely to result in a connect with each specific prospect it calls. We've seen teams experience a huge boost in connect rate to the tune of 300%, so make sure to turn this on and try it out. Lastly, let's cover voicemails. You can easily record voicemails to leave when our AI detects a voicemail box by clicking here. Then you can record that voicemail, name it, and save it. You can record multiple voicemails and use the dropdown to select the appropriate one for each dialing session. Now that we've gone through our entire dialing options, I quickly want to take you to the right side area here with our list. From here, using the top options, you'll be able to refresh your list to make it up to date if you've made any changes in HubSpot. You'll also be able to sort and filter your list. You can sort by any field and filter by those same fields, and other advanced Orum filters like time zone. There's one other AI filter I'd like to introduce to you. It's called number temp. Here, you can filter by hot or cold numbers. If you filter by hot numbers, you'll be able to call down numbers that Orum has already dialed before and up to 5 times more likely to result in a connect. Similarly, cold numbers have less of a chance, but numbers you may want to call anyways. You'll notice that most numbers will be neutral, but if you like to start your day off with a meeting, we recommend first dialing down by hot numbers, then dialing the rest of your list after. Now you've gotten a full walkthrough of the AI dialer and you're ready to start dialing. Now that you got dialing down, I want to introduce you to your new virtual office, Orum Salesfloor. Whether you're working from home or in the office, Salesfloor brings the energy and collaboration of a traditional sales floor right to your screen. So from here, we can join a room and start dialing with the rest of our team.
Oh, what up, Parker?
Whoa, Parker!
You'll see these icons that indicate the status of each rep. Either they're dialing down a list or already connected with a prospect. Once a rep is connected, they'll be automatically transported to a separate focused space, away from the lobby. For those who want to listen in live to the call, you can choose to spotlight that rep. The connected rep won't be able to hear you, but you can see and chat to others who are also spotlighting. After the call is complete, everyone is transported back to the original lobby, and from there, you can discuss feedback or tips in real time.
I think you handled, what I might have done at that point would have just made a joke like, you don't want more meetings? Like,
Yeah, right?
That's a first. Like,
Yeah, I should have just done that.
Just trying to throw up any objection he can at that point.
So make sure to host your next call blitz in the sales floor and bring back the buzz to your sales team. And that's it for today's walkthrough on integrating Orum with HubSpot. We've covered everything from setting up your integration, configuring your dial settings, to optimizing your team's productivity with the sales floor. If you have any questions or need further assistance, make sure to check out our official help center or reach out to our support team directly in the platform. Thanks for watching and happy dialing.